think the first question that we'd like to think about, perhaps I could direct this first of all to Peter and Imelda, is what do you think makes a good textbook? You've both got lots of experience of working on textbooks.
So my idea of a good textbook is what we've got here from Cambridge. It's something which gets the students to think for themselves, with each other, and then dialogue with the teacher. So it's not a substitute for a teacher. It's something which makes the teacher and the students have a productive and developing teaching and learning partnership. These are resource-rich, as well as guided journeys through texts. And I think the quality of that is that teachers may well find that there are questioning strategies, there are comparisons to be made that will help them to focus on assessment objectives if they're looking for a very practical way through towards exam success. But more importantly than that, these texts ensure that the students themselves relate to what they're reading.
I do a lot of examining as well, and it's very easy to see students who have been told what the answer is. And they've done exam practice and they've been said, well, this is what you've got to say to get this many points. It's equally easy to see the students who actually achieve much more highly in exams, who have been allowed to think for themselves and who have been presented with a range of reading texts and asked to give their own ideas on the text, to explore the text, to examine the way the writers are using language. Similarly with the writing, it's the students who have not been taught, as I saw recently, the plan, 3 similes, 3 metaphors, semicolons, and this was actually what the kid had written down as their plan in the exam, and they did it. That's exactly what they did. That's about formulaic teaching. These books are not about formulaic teaching. They're about covering the skills that students need in order not just to do the exam in 2 years' time, but in order to prepare them for further study, for whatever route they take in life further on. They need skills in English language, reading and writing that will carry them on way beyond their GCSE exam. So these are not, in that respect, exam focused. They are textbooks that hopefully will enable them to explore, investigate and express themselves well.
So I think I'd agree particularly with that in relation to the literature textbooks, because we do not provide answers. We give examples of answers of different kinds that students can make judgments about. But our whole business in these books is to say to young people, you will have your own response. It should be informed by knowledge about some of the background to the text, some of the linguistic skills shown by the author. An informed response does show some specialist knowledge. But in the end, we don't give you an answer to a question. We show you how to come to your own answers. And that, I think, values the independence of the student and the ability of the student to find his or her own way to an answer. And again, I think the model there is not merely for answering an exam, it's for equipping them with skills which go outside English and literature, general academic skills.
We were very keen at concept design for the books to want these to be more than just assessment objective level led teaching. And consequently we wanted them to be pedagogically sound. Of course we want them to support students in examinations, but I think the central focus for the design around the A-level books was to give students skills that they could use throughout their course that would enable them to do well in examinations, but would get them better at aspects of literary and non-literary interpretation, of textual analysis, of data collection, of critically examining literary viewpoints and so on.